It's Dirty Story Night! Our dinosaur month continues with stories written in only 30 minutes. This week we have Kyle back for another entry. She is going to talk about Dallysaurus, which is kind of an inside joke for many of the competitors, but I think you'll still find the story pretty funny. Before you listen to that, please check out our parent network, IABD Presents, which has podcast, written work, and more. Our flagship show, It's All Been Done Radio Hour, is on there, and they have a live show tomorrow, Saturday, September 9th at Mad Lab Theater at 5:30 p.m. It's a modern geeky comedy podcast in the style of old-timey radio serials. And the live show, you'll get to actually see the actors record some episodes of our rotating batch of stories. But first, go ahead and enjoy Kyle Diddles Dallysaurus.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you. All right. What's my name? Keel, as Travis calls me. Girl Keel. 5 people will get this. I don't give a fuck. You know. The baby raptor-like creature was unsure of his place in the world. Growing up only 1/4 of the size of his brothers and sisters, he was considered lesser than, not deserving of a mate. In battles and in defense of territory, he was sent in as a pawn many a time. As bait or as a lure to moronic adventurers who dared cross into their homestead. He, that very morning, had endured several taunts at how his small stature must equate an equality in kind with his small dinohood. Had these fools ever seen him those late nights pleasuring himself with his 3-fingered claw, they'd have known better. On his way through the forest to entrap the latest horde of meat, he thought hard about how one day he would show them all. As he emerged from the thicket, his eyes fell on a small-statured woman. She herself may have been considered strange like him, lesser than, but her strong face and defined muscles instantly drew him to her. He found himself lost in the fantasy of going on adventures, his forked tongue running its way down her tricep, possibly further down. His claws scratching her back as she rode him searching for her own release, his scaly brow breaking into a sweat simply thinking about it. "Althea, watch your footing," he heard a group member cry. Some idiot named Duke. Althea, what a name. He imagined crying it out. Without warning, his mind still on the beautiful creature in front of him, his brethren attacked, biting into thighs, shoulders, legs of anyone he could suddenly find. A fair few of his clan were blown away suddenly. Frozen, he was confronted by the lady clouding his very thoughts, Althea. She offered forth a calm hand, almost a questioning gesture. Before he could even weigh the consequences in his forehead, he pressed himself into her palm. He should be thinking of the betrayal he was causing his family pack, how he would be ostracized for sure, but he didn't care. Riding on Althea's shoulder was the only thing he cared about. Quietly, she stroked his snout, and he almost purred. "What's your name?" she mused. "Huh," she smiled. "I think I'll call you Dallysaur." His heart surged as he imagined his dino dick would later.